Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back to the final in-depth candle review for the day. If you missed the first two in-depth candle reviews that went live, I'll go ahead and list and link those in the description box right below this video here. Feel free to check them out if you are interested. Also, if you are new to my channel, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button right below the video. That way you'll be notified of all of my new home fragrance content as soon as it goes live here on my channel. Anyway, in this video, we are going to take a little bit of a dive into Bath & Body Works Pumpkin Donut Shop. This was recently, I guess you could say, re-released from their vault. Now, this is not a new fragrance, obviously, since it came from the vault, but this fragrance is new to me. I did not pick this up the last time that it was around, so I didn't really know what to expect from this. And on cold sniff, honestly, I didn't really like it. When I shared my first sniff impressions video of the new fall candles that I ordered, I mentioned that this smelled a little yeasty to my nose. Like, I could tell that it was a gourmand, right? Like, it was definitely very sweet and very yeasty, but I didn't really get much else from this on cold sniff. And I had ordered 2 of these candles. I just assumed, based on the fact that it was a gourmand and that, you know, typically I love gourmand fragrances from Bath & Body Works, that I would immediately love this one. And I figured, you know, instead of having to place another order online, because these were online exclusives, at least at the time that I purchased them, I just thought, you know what, in case I like this one, I'm gonna go ahead and order a second one. I totally exchanged it. The second one I already brought back to the store, and I actually exchanged it for a Marshmallow Fireside. That was just a much safer bet for me. And I made that exchange prior to actually lighting this one here. Now, do I regret the exchange? No, I still won't say that I regret it, but I actually do like this fragrance a lot more now that it's lit. So let me just say that right off the bat. It is not nearly as funky smelling when it's burning. Then on cold sniff, honestly, it was just really rough. So let's go ahead and read through these fragrance notes. I'm gonna tell you what I actually smell here. We'll talk strength and throw and overall burn quality. As you can see, we are just at the halfway point. So right now it's still burning good, but this could go either way with the next couple burns. So just bear that in mind. I will say this particular fragrance was getting a lot of positive reviews. I did read through just a couple of the reviews on the website, and it seems to be a hit with most people. So, okay, so they say that this smells like the first bite of a melt in your mouth treat with a fall twist. So the fragrance notes are glazed donuts, warm pumpkin spices, sprinkled with powdered sugar. Okay, so on cold sniff, I feel like what I got was almost like the donut dough. Like, it just smelled like a lot of yeast for some reason. And then it also had quite a bit of sweetness with that yeastiness. I definitely detected some fall spices on cold sniff, but really not a great presentation. Now, when this is lit, I do think it transforms into more of like a regular donut type of smell. You definitely get that like gourmand donut note for sure. There is a little sprinkling of, I would say, some typical maybe like pumpkin pie type spices. I feel like I smell some cinnamon here. It's very light. It's not super prominent. I feel like I get a little bit of nutmeg here, maybe just the tiniest touch of like an allspice, but all of those spice notes are very mild and very much in the background of this fragrance. The focus really is, I would say, just the straight up donut portion of the scent and the powdered sugar component. It definitely smells very distinctly like powdered sugar and not like, say, brown sugar or even like regular sugar, if you will. It is almost like sticking your nose into a container of powdered sugar. Like it's that very distinct powdered sugar note. And yeah, I mean, this is not a terribly exotic fragrance. I will say it's pretty straightforward, but I am impressed with how much better this smells once it's lit than it did on cold sniff. On cold sniff, I almost just took both of them back. I'm glad I decided to light this one up. I have been enjoying it. Would I repurchase it again? I don't know that I would. I'm glad I took a chance on it. Honestly, I like the other fragrance a whole lot better. I will be sharing a review of the pumpkin nut butter, I believe it's called. I'll be sharing my review of that here very shortly. I really love that particular scent. I like this one, but I still don't think that I would probably repurchase it myself. Strength and throw, I think are pretty decent on this one. I would put the strength at a pretty solid, I would say like 7. The throw is right around the same as well. So it certainly fills a good chunk of the downstairs of the house. I do have to be somewhat mindful about what I pair with this one because it will travel, you know, if, for example, I have this at the front of the house. I've been burning this mostly in the formal living room. I do have to think about what I'm burning in the kitchen. So as long as I'm doing another gourmand, I think this one is kind of a great fragrance to pair with most gourmands. But I wouldn't, you know, pair this alongside a perfumey fragrance at all. I just think that would be like the wrong combo there. But it is strong enough to where I think you have to be mindful about what you're pairing with it. Burn quality, so far so good. Listen, I feel like I could at any moment have to resort to popping this one into a candle crock because it does come with the very thick, what I call tree stump like wicks. They are just the wicks that Bath & Body Works uses that are very thick. They are always usually coated in a layer of wax as well. And with these particular wicks, I find that for the first half of the burn, things usually are going pretty good, but they do tend to kind of peter out towards the halfway point and develop this, what I call puny wick syndrome, where the wicks almost just disintegrate and the flame is so low to the wax that it really doesn't allow for the wax pool to really form. So I'm afraid that's gonna happen, and I don't know, looking at it now, I have a feeling that it will. So I'm just gonna warn you right now, don't be surprised if you see this one in a candle crock. I don't personally view crocking my candles as a waste, but if you are someone who wants to burn your candles from start to finish, I'm not sure if this is maybe the one that I would wholeheartedly recommend for that, just based on the types of wicks they're using here. So I tend to have the best luck with the skinnier wicks that have that, I believe it's a zinc core in the middle. Those candles always tend to burn the best for me, but these ones here, which these wicks are usually used with their gourmand fragrances, they typically just kind of, I don't know, they futz out on me like roughly after about the halfway point. So for what it's worth, it's doing good right now, but tune in to Yield Weekly Home Fragrance Roundup this Saturday, and I'll update you guys and let you know where I'm at with this one on Saturday. So at any rate, I'm still gonna give this one a big fat thumbs up. I'm not giving it 2 thumbs up, but I enjoy it so much more now than I did when I first stuck my nose into it. And it just goes to show you, don't always necessarily judge a fragrance just based on how you feel about it after sticking your nose into the wax. Sometimes fragrances can really transform once that flame meets the wax. So just keep an open mind, I guess, is the moral of the story here. But I don't see myself repurchasing this per se, despite the fact that, you know, I have enjoyed the fragrance a little bit more. Now the other scent, the pumpkin nut butter, man, if I could get my hands on more of that very easily, I would probably do that in a heartbeat. That one is fabulous. So for what it's worth, those are my thoughts on Pumpkin Donut Shop. Thank you to those of you who convinced me to keep it and who convinced me to actually burn it. I appreciate you, and you were right. It does smell a whole lot better once it's lit. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for these 3 candle reviews today. I hope that they were helpful in helping you decide whether you want to purchase any of these candles or not. Again, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.